This morning. Her name was Maya. The coffee she had forgotten she was holding. The list that started reasonable and somewhere became everything. The sense that the day is already full before it has properly begun. And beneath all of it, if you go quiet enough to feel it, something like a hum, a field stretching in every direction, every possibility you could reach for, every path you haven't taken, every version of today that exists just waiting to be chosen. The ones at the center seem reachable, obvious almost, but the further out you look, the harder they are to hold in focus, and they are all somehow asking for something. This is where most of us live, not in crisis, just full, quietly overwhelmed by the sheer weight of what is possible. But here is the first thing she understood, not through thinking, through something quieter than that. Not every path in that field was hers, not right now. Some of them belonged to who she used to be. Some of them belonged to who she might one day become. But this particular life, with its particular shape, this was a season she was actually in. There is a kind of relief in that, a narrowing that doesn't feel like loss. When you stop trying to be in every season at once, the field doesn't shrink, it clarifies. In the old teachings, they call these the ashramas, the four seasons of a life. Brahmacharya, the time of learning; Grihastha, the time of building; Vanaprastha, the time of stepping back; Sannyasa, the time of release. The field was quieter now, but not quiet. There were still so many things reaching for her attention. Some of them were bright, urgent feeling, promising pleasure or safety or the particular comfort of being approved of. She had spent a long time reaching for the bright ones. There's nothing wrong with them, but she was beginning to notice that the bright and deep are not the same thing. So she began to sort what remained, not by urgency but by four quiet questions. Does this feel right? Does it build something real? Does it bring genuine joy? Does it lead toward freedom or just more noise? Four quiet questions, that was all it took. In the old teachings, they called this Purushartha, the four aims of a life well lived. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Not rules, just a compass. This part is harder to talk about. The field had thinned, but some of what remained wasn't really about the future at all. It was about the past. Old habits wearing the mask of ambition. Old fears dressed up as drive. The kind of reaching that happens before you even know you're reaching. She looked more closely, and she saw it. An old fear of not being enough. A wound that had learned to disguise itself as purpose. Patterns so familiar they'd stopped feeling like patterns and started feeling like her. She did not push any of it away. No battle, no rejection. She simply looked, with something close to kindness. And here is a strange thing about these patterns. These wounds wearing masks, these fears dressed as strife. They only have power in the dark. Avidya, not seen clearly. Asmita, mistaking the mask for the self. Raga, the pull toward. Dvesha, the push away. In the old teachings, these were called the Kleshas, not flaws, not failures, just distortions, waiting to be seen. And when you finally see them, really see them, something releases, quietly, without effort. Because to see clearly is already to begin to be free. There was something she had not yet noticed. In all of this, the looking, the asking, the releasing, she had been approaching the field with a kind of effort, a push, as if clarity were something to be seized. Some days she moved through the field like someone thrashing against a current. Other days she sat so still she couldn't move at all. She'd been treating both these states as problems to overcome. But they were not problems, they were weather. The quality of her energy in any given moment was simply what it was. The question was not how to change it, but how to move wisely within it. She stopped rowing against the river. She learned to read it. In the old teachings, they called these the Gunas, Tamas, Rajas, Sattva, the energies that move to everything, including us. And then she stopped trying to clear the field at all. She found a rhythm, small, unheroic things, rising a little earlier than she needed to, moving her body not to achieve anything, but just to move. A way of being with people that didn't feel like rushing past them to get to the point. These small things did not attack the orbs. They did not argue with them, or reason them away, or add them to the list of things to process. They simply created, day by day, morning by morning, a kind of spaciousness. And in that space, the last of the noise grew quiet on its own. Rhythm, as it turned out, was the most powerful lens of all. In the old teachings, they called these the Yamas and the Niyamas, how we relate to the world and how we relate to ourselves. Not rules, just rhythms, small practices that create the conditions in which clarity arises naturally. She is in her kitchen again, an ordinary morning. The field is still there. Life fills it as it always has. A message she needs to answer, a child who needs something, a decision hovering at the edge of her attention. But she is no longer standing in the middle of it, hands out trying to catch everything at once. She's simply here, and from here the next thing is obvious. Not because it was chosen from among a thousand options, but because everything else gradually, quietly fell away. This is what the old teachers were pointing toward when they talked about living well, not more discipline, not a better system, not even better choices. Just this, the still place at the center, the place that was always there. Her name was Maya. In the old language, the word means the world of appearances, the veil over what is real. Perhaps it was never a coincidence. Beneath the Maya, beneath all of it, the still place, always there.